Corporation.
(8:45). This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Here is the news, edited by Catherine Pereira and read by Indrani Senanayake. The headlines. The President looks into issues facing the gem and jewellery sector and promises to provide concessions. Dermatologists raise concern about skin diseases as extreme heat prevails. International Forest Day falls on the 21st of this month. The purchasing of paddy will be carried out by the Paddy Marketing Board continuously. Sri Lanka explores potential for increasing Buddhist pilgrims to Pakistan. In foreign news, Israel's war in Gaza. Dozens killed near Gaza's Nuseirat camp. President Ranil Wickremesinghe has unveiled plans to provide concessions to those who are engaged in the gem and jewellery sector. This initiative comes in response to the challenges faced by the industry, with the President emphasizing the importance of addressing these issues as to the tax policy are not feasible. Noted that efforts, however, would be made to devise the effective system to enhance the gem and jewellery industry. Wickremesinghe directed officials to develop a viable system aimed at bolstering the gem and jewellery industry. He instructed them to collaborate with both the public and private sectors to draft a proposal addressing these issues within 2 weeks. Dermatologists have raised concerns about risks of skin diseases stemming from the sweltering heat and urged the members of the public to take preventive measures. Commenting on the matter, skin and care and cosmetic consultant dermatologist Dr. Indira Kahavita advised the general public to avoid direct exposure to sunlight to prevent burns, heat rash, sunspots, irritation, pus blisters and other conditions. She also encouraged people to seek medical advice when needed and refrain from taking over-the-counter medicines for fungal infections on the skin, exacerbated by warm weather conditions. Further, Dr. Kahavita appealed to parents and teachers to refrain from exposing children to direct sunlight and to not allow them to engage in strenuous outdoor activities during high atmospheric temperatures. Minister Pavitra Wanyarache says that the government's objective is to increase the forest cover by 32% of the entire island. The demarcation of forest lands will be completed at the end of this year. International Forest Day falls on the 21st of this month. A systematic program will be implemented to safeguard the forest cover and prevent encroachment into forest lands. This news comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation, and we continue with local news. Minister Mahinda Amarweera says that the purchasing of paddy will be carried out by the Paddy Marketing Board continuously. Paddy storage facilities will be opened in this regard. The private sector is purchasing paddy at a higher price than the government certified price. And new Pakistani High Commissioner Major General retired Fahim Aziz has called on Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena at the Temple Trees yesterday. The new envoy thanked the Sri Lankan Prime Minister for his felicitations and best wishes to welcome the newly elected Pakistan President Asif Ali Zardari and Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif. Prime Minister Gunawardena extended gratitude to Pakistan for supporting Sri Lanka at international forums and for extending training facilities to the members of the Sri Lankan Armed Forces. He discussed the possibility of expanding bilateral ties in economic spheres, investments, tourism and industries. High Commissioner Aziz said there is potential for increasing Buddhist pilgrims to Pakistan as sufficient infrastructure facilities have been established in places of pilgrimage such as Takshila and Gandhara regions. That ends the local segment of news.
The main news story is brought to you by Sinhala Veda Mahatmya.
Minister Prema Jayanta said that since the purpose of education is to equip children with knowledge, attitudes and skills, children should not be sent to school only for the purpose of making them pass examinations by creating a competitive environment. The minister noted that it is expected through educational reforms to stop measuring children's knowledge only through examinations. Through the proposed education reforms, the emphasis is on measuring the skills acquired by the child for practical activities, and that was the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Sinhala Vedamahatmya.
Watch Live is brought to you by
CIB New offer. Valuable gifts and gift vouchers. 25% discount for bank cards till 10th of April. Visit CIB today. CIB revives once always.
The passenger flyover bridge located between the Galle main bus stand and the railway station is in a dilapidated condition. It is dangerous for locals and foreigners to use this bridge. A request has been made to the relevant authorities to take speedy measures to renovate this bridge. This is for the attention of the Secretary to the Galle Municipal Council and came to you in Watchlight.
CIB New offer. Valuable gifts and gift vouchers. 25% discount for bank cards till 10th of April. Visit CIB today. CIB revives once always.
Coming up, World News. The headlines: Israel's war on Gaza. Dozens killed near Gaza's Nuseirat camp. India to hold 7-phase general election from the 19th of April. Results will be announced on the 4th of June. Angolan president holds talks, elevating bilateral ties to comprehensive strategic cooperative partnership with China. Gaza's government media office says 36 people were killed in overnight Israeli army attacks in Nuseirat refugee camp. Most were children. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has approved a plan for a ground invasion of Rafah city, with the army preparing operationally and for evacuation of about 1.5 million Palestinians trapped there. The United Nations, Germany and the Netherlands are among those warning Israel against a Rafah attack. India will hold a 7-phase general election starting on the 19th of April, with the results to be declared on the 4th of June. The Election Commission of India announced the schedule of the 6-week marathon vote during a news conference in New Delhi today. Nearly 970 million voters, more than the entire population of the United States, the European Union and Russia combined, are eligible to cast their ballot, according to the polls panel data, making the election the largest democratic exercise in the world. Chinese President Xi Jinping will hold talks with the President of the Republic of Angola, João Lourenço, who is on a state visit to China in Beijing yesterday. The two heads of state announced the elevation of bilateral ties to a comprehensive strategic cooperative partnership. Noting that China and Angola jointly celebrated the 40th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations last year, Xi said relations between the two countries have stood the test of international vicissitudes and benefited the two peoples. To end this bulletin of world news, the headlines again. Israel's war on Gaza. Dozens killed near Gaza's Nuseirat camp. India to hold 7-phase general election from the 19th of April. Results will be announced on the 4th of June. Angolan president holds talks elevating bilateral ties to comprehensive strategic cooperative partnership with China. That ends this bulletin of world news.
Development news.
The government has allocated 517 million rupees in line with the development activities in the Kerala district this year. The sum will be distributed among 11 divisional secretariat divisions. Priority will be given to road development projects, and that was development news. Moving on with sports news. The Board of International Cricket Council, ICC, has green-lighted the qualification process for men's T20 World Cup, which will be co-hosted by Sri Lanka and India in 2026. Approval was given at the meeting of the board convened in Dubai earlier this week. The ICC said the future structure and context of international bilateral cricket was top of the agenda of this meeting. The 10th edition of the event will see 12 automatic qualifiers. These will include the joint hosts, along with the top 8 teams from the ICC Men's T20 World Cup 2024. That was sports news.
Go ekak tiyana youth eකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දැකපු හීන හැබැයි කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන friendship එක මෙන්න.
The all-new NSB Ithru account, NSB IAM, a plan for your dream.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Treasury bills valued at 150 million rupees will be issued expiring in 91, 182 and 364 days. These bills can be purchased from primary dealers and licensed commercial banks. The auction will be conducted on Wednesday, and that was Business News.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Go ekak tiyana youth එකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දැකපු හීන හැබැයි කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන friendship එක මෙන්න.
The all-new NSB Ithru account, NSB IAM, a plan for your dream.
We now take a look at economic news. A financial concessionary program targeting small and medium-scale entrepreneurs will be implemented in future. Discussions are underway with the Asian Development Bank in this regard. This program will be initiated in the second quarter of this year, and that was economic news.
Weather report.
And finally, we take a look at the weather report. Showers or thunder showers may occur at a few places in the Sabaragamuwa province and in the Kalutara, Gaul, Matara and Nuwara districts in the evening or at night. Mainly fair weather will prevail elsewhere in the island. Misty conditions can be expected at some places in the Sabaragamuwa, Central and Nuwara provinces and in the Gaul, Matara and Matara districts during the morning hours. And to end tonight's news broadcast, we take a look at the headlines again. The President looks into issues facing the gem and jewellery sector and promises to provide concessions. Dermatologists raise concerns about skin diseases as extreme heat prevails. International Forest Day falls on the 21st of this month. The purchasing of paddy will be carried out by the Paddy Marketing Board continuously. Sri Lanka explores potential for increasing Buddhist pilgrims to Pakistan. In foreign news, Israel's war in Gaza. Dozens killed near Gaza's Nuseirat camp. That ends tonight's news broadcast. The time reads 2 minutes to 9 o'clock. This is Radio Sri Lanka.